Alright, I believe he's in. So, we are back. We are playing Defended Pawn against Andre on the short timer. This is a rated game, so we're gonna try hard GLHF. He's gonna watch this anyway, so I'm just gonna say GLHF, not write it to him. And let's go. I guess I can't really say let's go because it's his move. But he's gonna go eventually, I promise. I hope he's not waiting for my GLHF. Okay, he's not. Let's go. Alright, he goes for knight f3. Let's just go for knight f6, even though you don't have to defend this. And then c4, let's go for b5. I think 10 minutes is still plenty of time, but there's nothing too fancy going on in the opening most of the time anyway. Let's get this fianchetto in right away. If he gets this pawn, I don't think it's too bad. We can maybe threaten some bishop here shenanigans at some point. Or maybe just take this off. In an opportune moment. Probably want to play c5 ourselves as well. Just to get the queen into the game. Okay, he goes for b4, interesting. So we could do this now to get the bishop out. We could also, like, if we provoke, what if we provoke, like, if we go bishop here, I guess we can also move the queen, huh? Maybe that's not too great. Maybe we just want to play on the light squares and take this off. And then go queen up. Then we don't have to play c5. If we don't choose to. And I think now we can play queen up, and then if the bishop has to defend, we get to take the c-pawn. Because it's then overloaded, I guess. Yo, thanks for following, checkmate. Who am I playing against? I'm playing against Andre right now. Okay. So it's probably gonna be bishop here or bishop here, and then I think we can take c5. I mean, it's not really a huge win to get the pawn. But you know, it's a nice touch always, and we got everything defended around our king side at the moment. Just have to be careful we don't drop this knight, because then d7 becomes weak. Maybe we can go for some funny structure like knight up and then rook d8, just to keep everything under control, even if the knight drops. I guess that leaves f7 undefended as well. We move the knight. We have to be a little bit careful about d7, because he's gonna go bishop b2 for sure. I guess it's not as clear if he goes bishop here, if we can take c5 first, because then b4 is hanging. I don't know, maybe. But let's go ahead and just take this off. For now. Get a little bit ahead on the clock. I don't think this position can be too bad for black after this opening. We also have some we have some knight g4 shenanigans, because he can't take because the rook's hanging. But there's no real point, like, because f2 is defended by the knight. We can still play like c5 at some point. On a good day. But if you don't defend f7 at all, I mean, you don't have to in this mode, it's already defended. It's a nice touch about this. What? He took it? Can we not take this? Wait, what's going on here? Am I being cheesed? Why can't we take this? He's just gonna move his rook. That looks insanely risky. If we take here, he's gonna move his rook probably. That looks so risky though. That looks so risky. No, I think we take this. I don't think this can be too great. Right, and he goes for rook f1. But we can't we get a softmate here sometime? Maybe not. Like on this board? Interesting. So, let's see. What if we just go knight here now? What's the big drawback? Maybe I don't see it. We could also play it simple, I guess. But do I want to play it simple? I think I actually like knight c6 here. No, I actually don't because f7's hanging. Yeah, I feel like we should have something here, but I just don't know what it is quite yet. Not quite yet. We could also go for... We could also just kick this bishop, perhaps. So let's think about this. Can we threaten checkmate somehow? Like, this looks like a decent move. Just because it threatens queen travel to here at some point. But I also think this actually looks fine. I really think this should be the move, right? Maybe we go c6 first, though. I'm trying to think how we can keep everything protected. We for sure want to kick this bishop. Maybe go for... I really want to play d5, though. d5 looks like such a normal move to make here. Yeah, you know what? Let's just go for it. Let's just go for it. If we lose, we lose. But this just looks like a normal move to me to make here. Because it keeps control of the light squares. And we can always play c6, I believe, unless he takes. But I don't think takes should work for black, for white. Because if he takes, we take back with the queen. Then we can always protect the file via queen d7 as well if we have to. Actually, if he drops back, we might just take the bishop. And then after king takes back, we go knight e4 check, and then the queen has to trade itself back. If we want to do that, we might have something better even, but that's always a safe option for sure. We can also look into some time travels onto the rook perhaps soon. But I don't like it as much because the bishop can always drop back to f8, to f1. And then I don't think we have a checkmate immediately. Like it looks dangerous, but not sure if it's worth a travel. And we can't. I actually learned this only recently. We can't time travel onto the knight because the knight can recapture itself if we go two moves back. Like if we capture on this board, for example, with our queen at some point, he can just recapture itself. I actually didn't know that for so long, which is absolutely insane. If he goes bishop e2, what do we actually do? Are we just gonna take that? Maybe it's a good move. It leads to an endgame where it's equal material, but we might have a little bit more space. Even though our diagonal is wide open. So we still have to be a little bit careful. And if he goes like bishop here, for example... Always have some checkmate sweat on this square later. I mean, if he takes, maybe we can just take back with the knight, actually. Because we're threatening checkmate on this board in one. Maybe this is just better. Because he doesn't have time for like queen c2, queen here, for example. I think. I think this is the best move for him, probably. Like, I don't really see anything else. Then do we want to trade queens, or do we want to keep the queens on the board? Problem is, I don't really see a great response. Like, if we have any active moves, like sure we can go queen e4, but if we go queen e4, what are we really threatening? And I think the answer is not much. I think if he goes bishop e2, we're just gonna trade the queens. I think that's the best way forward. And then probably close our diagonal and hope for some space advantage. And I think we're up a pawn, right? Yeah, we're up one pawn. I mean, not that it matters too much, but I think that could be decent. He does check. That's interesting as well. I think we have to play c6 here, right? Wonder what his idea is. But c6 just looks normal here. Like, what else are we gonna play if not c6? And now I'm curious what he's gonna do, because he can't go bishop a4. I think. I mean, I guess he can, but then knight e4 looks very dangerous. He goes back now. Let's just quickly check if we have anything great here. Like, this doesn't do enough. This doesn't do it because he can just recapture. Yeah, I think we're trading the queen here. Let's just go ahead and trade the queen. And then play an endgame. And I actually don't mind this, because we already played c6 in this variant. So this shouldn't be too bad for us. This king is in the open a little bit. Maybe we can exploit that later on. Like, I'm trying to look at what his weak squares are here. Unfortunately, we can't go to this square anymore, because it's occupied by our own piece. Maybe we can play on the dark squares a little bit. And get a rook into the game. Okay, he goes for knight out, so he's looking to just get this pawn. I think we have to play f5 here. This looks very weakening, but I mean, we gotta keep our pawn, right? I think we have to keep this, and we can't worry about the triagonals here because the queens are off. We just have to make sure this knight doesn't have any entering points. Could get a little bit scary. I think we still have a very playable position here. But yeah, he's of course immediately going for the knight invasion. So I'm kind of thinking about just going... I think I'm just going to go e6 here. To make sure that the knight doesn't drop to this square. We could also go knight here. It actually doesn't look like a bad move, because it shuts down his knight. And maybe threaten f5 at some point. I think that's actually better than going this, because if we go e6, then our knight's gonna be trapped in there forever. I actually think this is a better move, even though it looks funny. Just to make sure there's no knight here. Or if there is, we can just trade it off. We might have to be careful about some bishop time travel at some point. Like that. But maybe it's not that bad. Then probably next up we're gonna go f4. I guess is not that bad because the knight was always protecting this before. And if you time travel captures on this board, for example, we can go king f7. Okay, he's going for it now. I guess not. Maybe he was in check on that board. But yeah, that's probably his idea he's playing for. But he is a little bit low on time as well. So if we don't get killed soon, I think we have a decent shot. And if he just plays a normal move, then we get to do this. Let's just make sure. So it's gonna go 1 back, 2 back. Okay, so it's blocked on that board. I think this is a good moment to maybe go for this move right here, to just threaten some checks and shut down his king side. Okay. I guess checking doesn't do that much, huh? Do we want to take this or not is the question. We can also just push this, I guess. Let me check where the bishop goes. It goes 1 back, 2 back, 3 back, 4 back, 5 back. So on this board, this is not an issue, I think. And we can always check him next turn as well if we want to. I think it's a good idea to include this check anyway, though. Or maybe we do it next turn. Do we have to take this or not? I don't think we have to take this. I think we can do this instead. Then if he pushes we take. This might get a little bit spooky. We need to get our bishop into the game is what we need to do. Check, he goes back. This was a good move. This was a good move for sure. I think we have to take this. No, it looks a little bit weird, but I think we have to take this. I don't see a better move at the moment. Okay, now let's see. He's going back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So on this board, also not an issue. Maybe let's just threaten this rook. We need to get our bishop into the game, though. I think we need to do that now. Or we are going to lose badly. Maybe something like rook here, actually, because it controls a lot of squares, like all of the knight moves. Maybe this is better. It's threatening to maybe just take this off. Yeah, you know what, let's go for that. So we are still controlling, we're keeping g5 under control. The bishop time travel is not a threat. It might be a threat next move, but we can maybe either take it off or push for a check here. I think we're pushing for a check next turn. And he can't take now because it runs into knight d4, picking up the rook. Okay, interesting. Do we check now? I think now is a good moment to check, right? He really wants the square under control, which is funny. I think we might be able to do this instead, though, which might be even better. If you go here, then we're threatening bishop g7, and then we're threatening push, check, he goes back. I think we're going for the check now. And then we're pushing g6, and then try to get the bishop into the game. Like this. And maybe even castle. I guess we're not castling in this position ever. Okay, he goes for the rook, and now I think we do this. I guess this is hanging with check, huh? If you check, king takes... I don't think we're getting killed, though. I think we have time for this. This is getting crazy, though. We have to be really careful. But I don't think the check should kill us. That's an interesting move as well. What if we take... Do we have to take is the question. Probably, right? Take and then castle? Anyone wanna take it then castle? Oh, I guess we can play king f7 even. No, we can't. This is so funny. I think we have to take this, dude. I think we have to take this and then probably castle out of the way. I guess we can play rook f8 as well. Maybe this is better. Oh, this is getting sharp though. And we're kind of running low on time. I think this is better than castling, right? As if we castle, we're running into this check. Oh, this is not the move I wanted to play, but I think it's the best one. Okay. Goes for rook activity. Man, this bishop is dominating our position. I don't even know what to play here. Like, we can't move any of our shit. If we move this rook up, the bishop's gonna checkmate. I guess we can do this. This looks wrong, though. No, this is no way. We have to move the knight. But where? I guess like this? Can't go here because he takes and then this is mate. I think we have to do this. So it pains me, dude. I don't see a better move. Okay, I think now we can go here, right? Maybe now we're threatening some stuff? Maybe this is it, chief? Just threatening the checkmate here? This? No! Every time, dude. Ah, this is so bad. Why did I do this? There was such a bad defense as well by him. Oh, I'm so embarrassed, dude. So bad. Just so bad. Unbelievable. It's like the only move that would have lost. I could have checked him or something. Okay, now the bishop's protecting. Wait, can we do this? That's even worse, dude. What are you doing? I'm sorry, guys. Ah! Alright, we were lost here. What a bad finish. I'm sorry. that was amazing, GG Andre. Oh man, I mean this position is lost anyway. It doesn't matter. Reflect. But yeah, just the e6 here just threw me off. We just could have I don't know, like played anything else basically and been fine. But yeah, very creative defense here with just e3 and then taking the knight. And then I just blundered both my rooks because I was thinking like, oh, I'm a genius. I'm just gonna check him with both rooks. But instead, he can just take both rooks. That's the rust. But yeah, very fun one. GG, dude. Well done.